I didn't grow up in Hamlinville or Pinoytown or Japantown, but I was born in a relocation camp in Arkansas and grew up in Cleveland because a lot of the Japanese Americans out of the camps couldn't immediately return to the West Coast. And so my parents went to Chicago and then ended up in Cleveland where I grew up, went to high school, went to Ohio State and so forth. But when I finally moved out to California and San Jose, I had an immediate connection to Japantown. And there are a lot of cultural, historical, personal, psychological sort of reasons for that. And I think we really want to kind of capture different elements of that connectedness. I was trying to think of what might be kind of a focus that some of us may try to develop. And I thought of the word sanctuary. To me, that captures a lot of what we might want to preserve. Sanctuary might mean something very different to the early Issei, who faced a lot of discrimination. They literally had to come to Japantown to kind of survive. They couldn't go downtown and buy their clothes there because people wouldn't pay attention to them. And so they had to come to the Japantown vendors literally to get their food, get their clothing, and so forth. So it was a very basic kind of survival thing. So when the Japanese were moved out during the war, Japantown went into a different phase, became, for the most part, deserted. I remember a guy named Moffat who was able to visit Japantown during the war because somehow he had gotten leave in San Francisco, so he wanted to see his old place. And he came back and he said it was just amazing because it was just deserted, boarded up. So that was kind of one thing, one phase that maybe we might be able to preserve. After the war, Japantown became a sheltering place because people couldn't move out to the neighborhoods because of the discrimination. So they had a lot of hostels in like the Buddhist church, where people could first kind of get established before they could move out into the economy. And then, of course, later on, it became a place to visit for meeting friends, buying sort of comfort foods, a place to connect psychologically because you could come here and you'd bump into people you normally wouldn't see in your business activities, and therefore you get this kind of warm feeling of seeing all these friends. It built community and still is community. And so I think this word sanctuary might capture all these things, all the way from kind of physical, being a physical sanctuary, to being kind of a psychological one now. And so we can sort of tap into those different elements and convey them to not only our own communities, but to the outside world. That would be really useful.